Well, good afternoon, everyone. Was that presentation all right, guys? Did you enjoy that? That was dynamite, absolutely dynamite. My name is Talei Thompson, and I'm from District 6450, where they have me serving as an assistant to the district governor. I don't like to call myself an assistant district governor. I'm serving as that individual's assistant, and it is truly an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to be here. So I want to take the time real quickly to say to the district governor, Ms. Julie, and her wonderful assistant. Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me? And her wonderful. It's great. It's good. Thank you to Julie and her wonderful assistant, Miss Elizabeth. They've treated me just wonderful, and I just want those two individuals to know that I appreciate that. And to Janet. Janet Nelson, I believe her last name is. Janet, where are you? Can you wave your hand for me? To Janet and all of the fine people at the Champaign Rotary Club, because without them, I wouldn't be here with you all today, and I am very humbled by the very kind gesture to be with everyone here on today. Tonight, for dinner, we'll be giving a keynote presentation, and that presentation will be on how to experience explosive growth in our organization. It's something that I have a tad bit experience with while serving as the president-elect. While serving as the president-elect for the Maywood Proviso Rotary Club, our club went from 18 members to 36 members in about a year, and then we went from 36 members to 50 members the following year. And so we're going to talk about how to experience explosive growth on tonight. But as I've been visiting club after club after club, I learned that it is important to discuss how to grow our organization, but it is also equally important to discuss how to maintain and retain those members. And so those particular 2 years, we were growing. We get 2 or 3 new members each meeting, and we're going to talk about how we did that. But at the end of the year, I noticed that 1 or 2 members moved in another direction. We have one that would leave this quarter. We have two more that would leave that quarter. And at the end of the year, I looked up and we had 4 or 5 fewer members. And I needed to figure out, okay, you've got this thing mastered. You're going to learn it. It's just a remarkable strategy. It's tried and it's true. Hopefully you'll take mental notes tonight. It works. We've mastered how to bring in new members. I have to figure out a way how to effectively communicate how to retain these members. And I came up with this presentation. How to create a culture of excellence. I noticed that individuals were leaving because maybe our culture was not the way that it should be. Earlier this summer, I was sitting in my favorite bar with my favorite beer in one hand and my cell phone in the other, and I'm watching the television. And on the television, I'm there for a specific reason. My beloved Chicago Cubbies are on the television. All right. Yeah, go Cubbies. And we're playing our heated rival. I didn't use the word hated, I used the word heated. Our heated rival, the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, look at that. Go figure. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game, and my Cubbies were doing what they were pretty much doing all year long. We were up 3-1 after 3 innings, and I was feeling good about myself. So the 5th inning came on, and we were up 3-2. I said, it's getting close, but I'm still feeling good about myself. It's the 7th inning stretch, and you know how it goes. Somebody comes up, and they're getting ready to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and I'm still feeling good. It's still 3-2. But something happened along the way. We get to the 8th, and we get to the 9th inning, and my ball club is now tied, and we're going into extra innings, and then my ball club did what it had done for the rest of the year, and we lost the ball game. And our team gradually and slowly went on down the toilet there. And I sat there dejected. I sat there with this crazy look on my face because I'm wondering, what is going on with my ball club? But as I was looking at the television and the post-game interviews that were going on, there was a commercial that came across the TV. And the commercial was of two Fortune 500 companies who had decided that they both had created a very specific product that all of America needed to know about, and that this company's product was much better than this company's product. And it caught my attention, and I looked at the television set a little bit more. And Popeye's Chicken had declared that its chicken sandwich was the best chicken sandwich in all of America. And then Chick-fil-A had declared that its chicken sandwich was the best chicken sandwich in all of the land. And they wanted all of America to visit both stores and come to the conclusion which place had the best chicken sandwich. I'm interested in what's going on now. I get home, all of my friends, we're texting each other about this chicken sandwich battle. I wake up in the morning, and my family, we have a family group text, about 15 or 20 of us, and the topic of conversation the next morning was Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A. I say, where's this thing going? So I get back to my business a couple days later in Berwyn, Illinois, and I'm sitting there, and it's getting close to lunchtime, and I'm getting hungry. So I say, it's about time for me to go and see what all of the hoopla is about. So I head on over to Chick-fil-A. I walk into the door, and I hear someone. Hello, welcome to Chick-fil-A. Come on in, we're going to take good care of you. I said, man, I'm feeling good already. Walked on over to the line, and the young lady said, we'll be with you in 1 second. And then I moved on up. It took every bit of about 2 minutes for me to move on up in front of about 4 or 5 people. It didn't take long at all. And then I got in front of the register, and then another remarkably gifted young person with a wonderful smile and a wonderful personality. That young person said to me, hi, is there anything that I can do for you? What can I get for you? I am feeling good, and I have not even bitten into this chicken sandwich. Do you hear me? And I told her, I said, I've been hearing all of the hoopla about this remarkable product that you have. I would love to taste your chicken sandwich. She says, well, sir, how would you like it? I said, you mean to tell me I can get it how I want it? She says, how would you like it? I says, well, I would like a piece of tomato on it, a little lettuce on it, and that'll be enough for me. Then she offered her advice. She says, well, we have a couple of sauces that you may want to try. I said, well, tell me more. She's selling the company already. I said, well, tell me more. She said, there's a barbecue sauce, and it doesn't quite taste like everyone else's barbecue sauce. It's a darn good barbecue sauce. I said, I'm not in the mood for a barbecue sauce. Well, we have our own special homemade sauce, and everybody is crazy about it. I said, I'll take the special sauce there. So she says, your order will be with you in 1 second, and what is your name? I didn't want to tell her my name was Talei because she never would have figured that out. I said, TT is what you can call me. She says, yes, sir. So I'm waiting, and I decided to go ahead into the restroom as I'm waiting on my sandwich. I walked into the restroom, and when I walked into the restroom, the floors were sparkling white. I'm going somewhere with this. And then I went over to the sink, and the chrome on the handles, they were shiny. Took a look at the mirror. There were no blemishes on the mirror. Everything was clean in the restroom. I walked out of the restroom and took a look back. I say, that was one heck of an experience in there. Had a good time in there. So I went on over to the line, and she said, Mr. TT, your order is ready. And I said, why, thank you. Grabbed my food, walked out of the door, took a look back. That was one heck of an experience. I really enjoyed myself inside of this wonderful establishment. Got into my car, took a bite into the sandwich, and I said, the sandwich is pretty good too. I had already made up in my mind before I even went to the competitor. Went on over to the competitor next day for lunch. You know how it went. And the young lady, no one greeted me when I walked through the door. I just came on in. I saw a little trash here, little trash there. I said, what is going on? Walked up to the line. Nobody greeted me with that smile I was looking for that I just had yesterday. And finally someone came up and they yelled out at me, pretty much, what is it that you want? And I told the person what I wanted, and the person, I said, hey, I've been hearing all about this remarkable chicken sandwich. I would like to try this fantastic chicken sandwich. And the young lady, she put her head down. She was dejected. She looked a little confused. She said, sir, she looked a little ashamed as well. She said, sir, I'm sorry, but we're all out of the chicken sandwiches. I said, well, what do you mean? You're in the middle of a war, and you're all out of chicken sandwiches. Here it is, I'm about to throw something at you. It is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have it than to have an opportunity and not be prepared for it. One of the individuals or companies, they were not prepared for that opportunity. And the other company, they watched as all of the other Fortune 500 fast food companies gaining their market share. They were doing phenomenal things, but they worked on their craft, they worked on their product, they worked on their service, they worked on building a culture of excellence. And when the opportunity presented itself, Chick-fil-A was ready. And the winner is Chick-fil-A. Well, how do we create this phenomenal culture in our organization? When I give you the formula later on today of how to experience explosive growth, that's not the important part. That's easy. It's real simple. It's a formula. Stick with it, it's going to work. What's important is making sure that the foundation is in order when all of these remarkably gifted individuals all of a sudden deciding that they want to come into your organization. Everything has to be in order. The culture has to be in place. Well, let's take a look at this thing here. First thing we want to take a look at, how we want to build this fantastic culture, is this. We want to get them engaged, and we want to keep them engaged once they get there. Gallup did a poll, and the result from their poll was this: 70% of individuals in the workplace are not engaged at work. 70%, staggering number. Only 1 out of 5 say that their performance is managed in a way that motivates them to do outstanding work. 1 in 5. Unreal. Well, we want to make sure that we are keeping these individuals engaged when they come to our meetings, when they visit our clubs. We've got to be sure that everyone is doing something. They're doing a fantastic job. When they walk through the door, we want to greet them. Hi, my name is Talei Thompson. Welcome to the Maywood Proviso Rotary Club. You look like you're going to do a wonderful job with here. Tell me what it is that you're gifted at. What is it that you like doing? Do you like serving? What is it that you like doing? And we want to get you engaged right away. You know what? We have a social coming up next month. I'm not quite sure if you enjoy bowling, but we're going to all go out and go bowling on next month, and we're going to have a wonderful time, and I think you should come on out. But get her engaged right away. What is it that you do for a living? You work at the library? We need someone to keep records for us here. We're looking for someone who can keep minutes for us, who can keep the records for us. Is that something that interests you, or is that just a job that you're doing? She says, I enjoy it, and I would love to be a part of that department. As soon as these wonderful people come in, we want to get them engaged, and we want to get them engaged right away. That's number 1. Number 2, we want to share the vision and share the values of your organization as soon as these individuals come in. Well, why is it so important to share the vision and to share the values? I was reading a book on the airplane, and the name of the book was called On Managing Yourself. And it is 10 articles inside of this book from the Harvard Business Review. And one of these articles is about resilient organizations. And there's an excerpt inside of this article that I would like to take the time to read on values. And it reads as such: it should come as no surprise that the most successful organizations and people possess strong value systems. Strong values infuse an environment with meaning because they offer ways to interpret and shape events. Businesses that survive also have their creeds, which give them purposes beyond just making money. Strikingly, many companies describe their value systems in religious terms. Pharmaceutical giant Johnson & Johnson, for instance, calls its value system set out in a document giving to every new employee at orientation the credo. Parcel company, UPS, talks constantly about its noble purpose. Value systems at resilient companies change very little over the years and are used as scaffolding in times of trouble. UPS chairman and CEO Mike Eskew believes that the noble purpose helped the company to rally after the agonizing strike in 1997. Says Eskew, it was a hugely difficult time, like a family feud. Everyone had close friends on both sides of the fence, and it was tough for us to pick sides. But what saved us was our noble purpose. Whatever side people were on, they all shared a common set of values. Those values are core to us and never change. They frame most of our important decisions. Our strategy and our mission may change, but our values never change. When I was a student, Providence St. Mel High School on the west side of Chicago, every morning we stood up. And we stood up and we recited the Pledge of Allegiance, and we recited it in a very proud way. But then right after that, we said, at Providence St. Mel, we believe. We believe in the creation of inspired lives produced by the miracle of hard work. So we work, plan, build, and dream in that order. We believe that one must earn the right to dream. Our talents, discipline, and integrity will be our contribution to the new world. We believe that we can build this place, take this place, this time, and these people, and make a better place, a better time, and a better people. When things got tough, and I wasn't quite doing the right things, I thought about that. When I decided to join Rotary, I knew what my reasonings would be behind that. I thought about that. I thought about a community that needed me. I thought about children who needed me, cousins who needed me. There was another institution that had a similar creed, and I was a student at a school by the name of Morehouse College. Remarkable individuals who studied on the walls of dear old Morehouse College. Individuals the likes of Mr. Spike Lee, individuals the likes of Mr. Samuel L. Jackson, and definitely our most prestigious graduate, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And we would get up every day, and we would fold our hands like this, and one guy would hold the other guy's hand, and the other guy would hold the other guy's hand, and we would rock side to side. And we would say, dear old Morehouse, dear old Morehouse, we pledge our lives to thee, true forever and forever, we will give our loyalty. Holy Spirit, make me steadfast, honest, true, to old Morehouse and her ideals, and in all things that we do. I thought about it as life went on. I wasn't pledging my life to thee, an institution. I was pledging my life to those remarkable people who had come before me. I was pledging my life to the ideals and to the principles of Dr. King. I was pledging my life to the ideals and the principles of Rosa Parks. I was pledging my life to the ideals and to the principles and to the struggle of this remarkable judge who just spoke before us. I was pledging my life to what was right and to what needed to be done. Values and vision make sure that when these remarkable people come into our organizations right away, that they understand what our values are and our systems. Make sure they understand it right away. Next point we want to come on down to. Find out their purpose. Why are they here, and what are they here for? Why have you decided to join Rotary? And what are you here for? Everyone here, they're not here for community service projects. Everyone is not here for that. Rotary International, they did a study on that, and you would be surprised at the number one answer as to why people are joining Rotary in the first place. It's not necessarily that. You may have individuals who come here who simply want to network with the remarkable people in the room. There's nothing wrong with that. We started off as a business networking organization. I did my research. Find out if they are here for community service projects. That might be the reason why they are here. They might be here just to get leadership experience from the remarkable people in the room. So we want to find out what the purpose for them being here, and we want to be able to help them with that purpose for being here. So you want to network, okay? You're a student where? At the University of Illinois? Get out of here. You know they have a wonderful club over there, Champaign Rotary Club and Champaign West Club. I'm telling you, I met them. There are some phenomenal people over there. So what are you studying? What? You like to be in politics? Jeez. Well, over in the Maywood Proviso Rotary Club, our club is filled with all type of public servants, okay? I'm going to bring you on over to my meeting. It's 2 weeks later. She's up here at Maywood Proviso Rotary Club. You see that gentleman right there? That's Mr. Henderson Yarbrough. He's the second African-American mayor of this wonderful town. You see the young lady sitting right next to him? That's Miss Karen Yarbrough. She's the clerk of Cook County. And you see the gentleman sitting next to her? Well, that's her father. He was the mayor of this town as well. You see that gentleman over there? He's a former trustee. You see those three gentlemen over there? They're trustees of the town. That's the reason for them being here. We don't need to make our own reason for them being here. Find out where they want to be here and help them. I want to introduce you to all of these fine people. And we're helping individuals move along the way, and we're helping them for the reason that they are here. So we want to figure out what is the reasoning and what is the purpose for these individuals being here, and we want to identify that, and we want to help those individuals with that. Number 4, embrace DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Some conversations are difficult to have, but that does not mean that they are not necessary. I was reading the newspaper a little while ago. I stumbled across an article where a gentleman down in the southern part of our country was giving some remarks that I thought were just unpleasant for 2019. Very, very racist remarks. And after doing my research, it turns out that he was a member of our phenomenal organization that is Rotary International. And I gave my good friend, Mr. John Huco, a call. John, what is going on? You heard about this? Yeah, Talei, we heard about it. We're doing all we can to address the issue, to address the situation. Hey, listen, we're working on something here in Rotary, and I want to put you in contact with Brian King and a couple of other people here in Rotary, and we want your input on what it is as it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I called 3 good friends of mine and put together this task force of 4 individuals, and we had our meeting, headquarters in Evanston. And they asked us what it is that we thought. How should a diversity, equity, and inclusion statement look? 2 months later, Rotary National put out its diversity, equity, and inclusion statement. We have to be sure that we have a welcoming environment. We have to be sure that people feel like that they are included when they come to our organization. If you make people feel that way, you're going to look up and what it is that we are envisioning. It'll happen. I went to my nephew's graduation, Southern Illinois University, this past May, and after the graduation, my nephew says, Uncle, I have a great restaurant that I visited a couple of times, and I already have the reservation set, and I want to go to the restaurant, and we are going to have a phenomenal time. So we started driving, and we're driving in the woods, me and my family. We're going up in these beautiful woods, and there is this lone building. It's a beautiful building, and it's a restaurant. We're going to the restaurant. It's a beautiful restaurant. Food is smelling good. And I say, hey, I need to use the restroom. I go in the restroom, and there are markings all on the wall. That makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me feel very uncomfortable, and it makes me feel isolated. It does not make me feel welcome, and it does not make me feel included at all. And so what's going to happen when it's time for me to go to my niece's graduation? I won't be going back to that restaurant. So what's going to happen when someone comes to our Rotary meeting and they're faced with that same type of atmosphere? I won't be going to that Rotary meeting anymore. And not only that, I'll be telling all of my friends who are lawyers, who are doctors, all 20 to 40 years old, the people who are seeking out leaders in their community. Don't you dare step foot in that meeting, that Rotary Club. We want to be sure that we resemble what it is, the picture that we're painting for all the world to see. We're doing that. I know we have just a couple of bad seeds, but we're doing all we can to make sure that when people come to our organization and come to our meetings, that they are having a remarkable experience. So we want to be sure that we are embracing the diversity, equity, and inclusion. We should have remarkable professionals who are Hispanics. We should have remarkable professionals who are African American, remarkable professionals of the LGBTQ community, remarkable professionals who are Asians, all throughout our organization. And we'll talk about that later on today and show you just how to do that. So we want to be sure that we embrace our DEI statement of Rotary International. Number 5, we want to encourage personal and professional goal setting. Find out what the young people want to accomplish. Find out what their aspirations, their dreams, and their hopes are. And a lot of times you're going to realize that the dreams and aspirations of this 20-year-old, those are the same dreams and aspirations that you had 20 years ago. And you'll be able to move that individual in the right direction. Moving swiftly. Number 6, we want to be sure that we listen well. Can somebody give me the time, please? I want to be sure that we listen well. What's our start? End time. We're going to end on time. We want to be sure that we listen well. All you have to do is do a lot of this and do a whole lot of this. They're going to tell you the answers. I run a business in Berwyn. I'm in the video gaming industry, the gambling industry. So I have a business, a brick and mortar business in Berwyn with 5 of these brand new video gaming machines that you guys are seeing pop up all over the state of Illinois. And I'm stressed out a little bit. And I'm walking around this place, and I don't know what type of demeanor I'm giving off, but I'm trying to figure out what is going on. The numbers have gone down this quarter. Last quarter, we were doing good, and I'm not trying to hear anything anyone's saying. I'm trying to go into my office, walk right past my team members, and run into my office to come up with solutions. Idiot, the solutions are what you just passed up. So I heard one of my favorite team members, Miss Maggie. She says, Mr. Thompson, can I talk to you? I say, not now, Maggie. I'm busy. Don't you know that things are just awful? Some of you guys may lose jobs in about a month or 2. Let me go figure this thing out. I want to be able to help out all of us, Maggie. He said, Mr. Thompson, I just really need to talk to you. Please just listen to me, sir. Maggie, please leave me. Maggie, what is it that you want? She says, Mr. Thompson, my sister goes to the casinos over in Indiana. And she says she goes there all the time because they've created a program for those individuals who frequent the establishment. And they've given a name to the program, and it's called the High Roller Program. And they send out email. You know, I'm listening now. And I say, get out of here. And she says they send out emails, and they send out for free food, and they give them $10 and $20 free play. And the buses fill up. And all of these high rollers, they go over to Indiana to those casinos. I say, well, what are you getting at, Maggie? She says, I think we should start a high roller program here in the company. And I started a high roller program. And my business shot through the roof. All because I took the time to listen to what my team members had to say. And I owe a great deal of gratitude to that remarkable employee, Miss Maggie. She helped my business in a remarkable way. We want to be sure that we are listening well to those individuals who are coming into our organization. Why? Because things that we've been doing for the last 10, 15, 20 years, the way that we've raised money, the auctions that we've been having, the galas that we've been having, they are phenomenal. Do you hear me? But these young people have ideas that you have never even thought of that will be more phenomenal than the ideas that you have, that will raise double the amount of money that you've been raising all of the 2000s, all of the 90s, all of the 80s, and so on. So we have to listen to these phenomenal people when they come into our room, okay? Lastly, we want to get their input on processes. We're not just bringing you in here. And, yeah, we're Rotary members. Yeah, I'm the president of the club, and we have our weekly board meetings. yeah, and I'm this big. So no, we want to bring these individuals in, and we want to get them involved in the process with the organization. We want to get them involved in the fundraising. We want to listen to what it is that they have to say as it relates to community service. We want to listen to what it is that they have to say as it relates to bringing in new members, as it relates to retaining new members. We want to get their input on the processes. In conclusion, Fortune 500 company, Walgreens. Walgreens every year, they have a big gala, an employee appreciation gala. This particular year, they were looking for the most remarkable employee that they had all over the country. They looked as far south as they could go, and they didn't quite find what they were looking for. And they looked as far east as they could go, and looked as far north as they could go, and they didn't quite find what they were looking for. Then they stumbled across this remarkable town, Portland, Oregon. And the young lady's name was Diane Gentry. And they realized that the customers at that store had been filling out the surveys, had been sending in letters to corporate, talking about this remarkable young lady by the name of Diane Gentry. One of the letters said, "It was Christmas, and I came in confused, not knowing what to get my 4 or 5 relatives." The young lady saw that I was walking down the aisles, and she saw the confused look on my face, and the young lady came over and she said, "Hi, may I help you?" She says, "Well, I'm just looking for a couple of gifts." She said, "Well, let me take a look at the list you have. That's a phenomenal list. I know where all of these products are. Let me," and she walked her down each aisle. And she got all the gifts for her. And the lady got into the line, and Diane pulled out a coupon book. And Diane says, "I believe that 3 or 4 of these products, you can save on some of these products right now." And she took the time and went through the coupon book, and she cut out the coupons for the customer. And she helped her with the savings. And that customer went back and wrote to the manager. And the manager sent the letter to upper management. Upper management sent the letter to corporate. And before you know it, when it was time for the remarkable gathering, they had someone who was an ambassador of the organization on stage, someone that everyone can be proud of who was on stage receiving the award as the Employee of the Year for Walgreens. Here they come. The ambassadors of Rotary are on the way. The ambassadors of our brand, they're about to come to our organization. And on tonight, we are going to learn how to bring these remarkable people in and how to experience explosive growth. So until tonight, it has been an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you.